trip in our back to our St. Louis showroom, and I'm here with my awesome daughter, Izybella. She's a racer and a car enthusiast, and it fits perfectly because we just launched our Her Horsepower program on International Women's Day. We had our first meeting this past April 5th, and we're looking forward to our next meeting, which will always be the first Wednesday of the month. So, Izybella, you're really the reason that your mom is in this field. And it's all because we rolled the dice and took you to a racetrack. And what happened?
We ended up being there for 12 hours.
Yes, 12 long hours. As soon as that first top alcohol dragster went by, you were hooked. And who's your favorite race car driver because of that day?
Megan Mile probably is my favorite race car driver.
Yeah, Megan Meyer. She's a female top fuel alcohol champion for the NHRA. She retired last year, but she'll be coming back this year for different sporadic races. And we've gotten to follow her and hang out in her pits for, gosh, it's been like 5 years, 6 years, I think. So, Izybella, you saw that race, and I remember, like, within 2 days, we bought you a Power Wheel. And what did you start doing with that Power Wheel?
I started racing that Power Wheel.
Tri-City Speedway in Granite City has a great program that during some of the races, they let kids bring their Power Wheels out on the track, and they get to have a race. And you were the reigning champion one year. And how did that feel?
It felt amazing.
Amazing enough to talk your dad into buying you a motorcycle, thinking that you're going to do motocross, and you weren't sure about that. And then we crossed paths with Dr. Jim Logan, Doc Logan. He's the first African-American IndyCar racer. And what does he have you doing now?
Training to be an IndyCar driver.
Yep. Izybella's on the path to Indy, and we're hoping that she'll be starting quarter midgets this race season. How does that feel to think that after, you were 3 when you saw your first car go down the track, you're now 10. How does it feel to know that you might actually be in the seat of a race car this year?
It feels like a dream come true.
And you can't wait, huh?
Yep.
Pretty impatient that we haven't pulled the trigger yet, right?
Yep.
Well, it takes a lot of planning when it goes into racing, and you got to make sure you have all the proper equipment and everything you need to. I learned you got to tow it somewhere, so that all comes into play and something that we all have to plan. But today, I asked you if you wanted to be on this show. Why did you finally say yes?
I don't know. Just felt like it would be a step in the right direction.
Well, especially now that Mom's talked you into helping Her Horsepower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we just want to have an audience that younger girls can see someone their age who loves cars and loves racing. And hopefully they'll get to follow your adventures this summer with Mom and Gateway Classic Cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Her Horsepower. Now, I also asked you to pick a car to sit in front of for this interview, and what did you pick?
This beautiful red Corvette behind us.
But you named your dog Ford. Why did you pick a Corvette?
I don't know. I just don't like how the Corvette looks.
And what is it about it? Because it's definitely a different kind of body style.
It's just a lot more unique than the other ones.
It definitely is. You've always kind of liked more the unique cars. You have loved the movie Disney Cars since as long as I can remember. And you'd stand in the living room and say, "Start your engines." And we had to collect every single Cars character. Do you still have all of them?
I do.
But you always you kind of like the main characters, but you always like the side characters, the more unique cars, the flow, and I can't remember everybody else's names because it's been so long since you watched that movie. And we even made a special trip out to Disney, and you got to meet Lightning McQueen. And you thought he was your best friend. Remember that?
Yep.
Yep. And the best part of that story is we went when Izzy was really little, and she was just short of the ride here bar. So her aunt and I stuck carrots in her hair to push your hair up and put some Minnie Mouse ears so you could get on the Cars ride. And I don't know, can you even remember that?
I can't.
I know, I wish you could. It was
Yeah.
such a crazy moment. Such a crazy moment. But you have gone to hang out with Mom and hang out with us at Gateway Classic Cars. You become our intern here. You got the nickname Hollywood. So if you hear us saying, "Hey, Hollywood," you know who we're referring to. You help us with car shows. You help us with Caffeine and Chrome. You're rolling posters with us, passing out stickers. You now started talking to kids about cars. Did you ever think this was going to be your life?
No,
No? Did you ever think you'd be spending your spring break with your mom filming a show?
I didn't, but it's really nice to be here.
And did you ever think you'd be able to ride down the road and actually know what cars are coming at you?
No.
No, you've been learning all the different makes and models of sports cars for the last 3 months or so. So that way you could tell the difference between a Mustang and a Camaro and a Challenger and a Charger. And you point out more of the classics. What do you think about classic cars versus modern cars?
I definitely think that the classic cars look way better and way more unique.
Is it cool hanging out here and getting to learn the different years of cars and how they evolve?
It is, yeah.
What would you want to tell kids? If kids are watching this, why should they want to know about these kinds of cars, and why should they know, what it is?
Because it can bring very good experiences.
You've had a lot of fun. You've made a lot of new friends. You've had a lot of crazy opportunities. You got to hang at the racetrack in the pits with Dunn Racing, and you got to clean their race car and feel like you're part of the crew with their jacket and their hat on. How was that?
It was like a dream come true.
And you get to go to the showrooms. You get to watch Mom film segments, and you kind of work by getting whatever we need. And you're my little helper, my personal assistant sometimes. You're getting quite the lesson, right?
Yep.
You've gotten to go to the IndyCar race, and you went down in the pits. And what was the highlight from this summer being at the IndyCar race in St. Louis? Whose trailer did we get to hang out with? Do you remember?
I'm not 100% sure.
You got to have a meeting with the head of the U.S. headquarters of Dallara. Do you remember that happening?
I do, yeah.
And it felt pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it let you cool off because it was a pretty hot race.
It was.
And then in Indy, you got to stand, we didn't stand on the actual track, but we stood near the track when the dragster was going down to film a segment. And is that when you felt like, wow, I'm really cool? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this segment, and you can see that at all ages, we're never too young to start driving our dreams. Make sure you check out Gateway Classic Cars this summer for our adventures at the track, at car shows, along with Izybella's adventures with us and our adventures with her horsepower. At Gateway Classic Cars, dreams are dreams.